Hello there. I did Westhaven before with the Tassoc, that being Last House on the Left. Why not follow up from another Tassoc, sort of a cannibal, sort of not. That being The Hills Have Eyes. Now, after the success of Last House, apart from it also being banned in a number of countries, including ours, the UK, Westhaven, even though he had his big success in that, also had a lot of stick. And believe it or not, him and Sean Rest did actually do a bit of porn under different names. It was only into the late 70s he decided to get again with the movie business in another horror movie. That being, bear with me, The Hills Have Eyes. Shot in 1977, he decided to do The Hills Have Eyes. And I will do some background story as well as about the film. When he was filming The Hills Have Eyes, he decided on ideas on how to do the film, and like he did The Last House, he was trying to find names for the film. The film, as we know, he went to the desert, and he wanted a desert what was cheaper, frightening, nerfy, you know, a bit like the Stone Age. And now he did it, and that's why he decided to do in a desert, and then eventually the film would be called The Hills Have Eyes. I also love this film because back in the golden days of video, this was a very popular video, even though it came out in 77. Every video store going, you'd see this. There's one thing I do love about this DVD. They actually took from Anchor Bay, they actually took the original video cover. That there is the same cover as what you see in the golden days of VHS. You do see that with the guys eating the chicken. It looks like a chicken. The chicken's head. You do see him. You see a scene there where they're down and raped this woman. But to be honest, that picture and that is very deceiving. That is in the film, the cheapy desert, but that is deceiving. Because to be honest, I didn't really find it that violent. Probably in its day. But I never found The Hills Have Eyes that fucking violent. I think the picture, that cover is more fucking violent than the movie. But I do love The Hills Have Eyes. Starts off anyway, as I told you, that background story with a family. They dive in a dust to go on an holiday and they dive across the desert. The car breaks down, they're stuck in the middle of nowhere. And I'm not going to call them cannibals. They mentioned as being cannibals, but how many cannibals do you see look like that? Look like the fucking American, swearing even more than me. You got stones for heads, asshole. How many cannibals do you see swear? How many cannibals live in a fucking desert? There's a scene where you do have cannibalistic behaviour, but to me I always just class them as being fucking psychopaths. The psychopaths. But The Hills Have Eyes, I think it's a good one, and I love the fact that it's the original artwork. There are bits where the film did have an original ending. And I've got to be honest, I've seen it on the double disc here, where it does actually have an original ending. In all fairness, it's alright, but I'm happy they went with the ending what you see. The ending is just roughly the same, just like there's little bits here and there, but it's not as violent. And you've got the Durg old Ruby, and they all walk off in the desert at the end. And you've got a little bit, it looks like the fucking little house on the fucking prairie, or the fucking Roltons. You got sloppy music and it ends. The ending you get in this is Di punches the bad guy out, kicks the shit out of him, goes in red, and then you got that beautiful, beautiful cheapy store. This had to be Westhaven's masterpiece. And Eddie Murphy, the singer, did sing, the comedy actor and the comedian, saw this and this was his favourite horror film. This was Eddie Murphy's favourite horror movie. Like the scene. Now, going on to the story now. The scene where the bad guy is going to rape the sister. Interesting story. The cheapy guy with the bald head, which is his first big break in the movie business. They were going to do it and he felt uncomfortable, even though it's only acting at the end of the day, you know what I mean? He felt uncomfortable doing it, and at first they had a laugh and they pretended to make love and, you know, a bit of lovey-dovey. As soon as they shoot the film, they got on with the rape scene. Remember, it's only acting. And Westhaven diluted her for it. He actually thanked her for it. And what a great cast of actors. You've got the woman, who we all know, the same fucking woman, who we all know appeared in the original Howling. She appeared as E.T. Well, not as E.T., but you know, the mum in E.T. This would have been her big break. You know, she did a lot of religious films, and this was her first big break. And you've got the guy with the bald head. You remember when I mentioned Cotton One? This was his big break. You know, he was born badly deformed, and he had to do a lot of operations, as you can see. Unlike me, he was going thin and saved me head. He was proper bald. And he did this film, and I felt he looked cheap, he looked pretty good. And thankfully, he started his career. Wes Craven, you could say, started his fucking career. Because after this, in 81, he did another film, what was Wes Craven, called Deadly Blessings. Never seen Deadly Blessings? Check it out. In 1981, a damn good film. He's in it. And in 85, he did The Hills Have Eyes 2. He also did Cotton One, same there. So you could say this was the making of him. Again, they do it in the desert, and a lot of the actors whinge and they moaned because, you know, it was hot, and Wes Craven, believe it or not, was doing this on a low budget. A lot more than the Last House, but still a low budget. But it's hot when they're filming it in the desert, really fucking hot. There must have been drinking giants and giants of fucking water. And when it was midnight, it was cold. It was fucking freezing. I mean, it was so fucking cold, you could fucking freeze your fucking dick off. But they got on with it like troopers. Now, there's a funny bit of background story, and also in The Hills Have Eyes. There's a scene where they're going to kill and eat a baby, and the actors didn't feel comfortable. Again, only acting, but like me, I don't want to see harm done to a kid, even though I know it's only acting and it's special effects. So they altered it. But our mate here knew what the Wes Craven was going to alter it. The others did not know that. And it's like a funny little story here where he says, "Kill the baby, kill the baby." He was just winding the actors up. He knew so well that wasn't going to happen in the film. You know, it's his humour. And they've got the woman who's going to be Ruby. And he didn't want her to look beautiful, he wanted her to look ugly. So he had to put fake dirty teeth on, muddy face, and have a fucking run like she's running the fucking marathon to do the film The Hills Have Eyes. Again, like I say, you've got a family, they're stuck in the desert, and you've got psychopaths trying to kill them one by one. The family decided, fuck it, you know, because the father got killed. Right, he gets the most gruesome death in all of history. He gets these nails stuffed in his hands, gets like a thing stuffed in his mouth, looks like a rat, looks something like that, and he gets burnt alive. The mother gets shot, and the older sister also gets shot. So the family what gets the lift decides, fuck it, we're going to get our revenge. And the way they do it, how gruesome is this? They get the mum, who's supposed to be dead, stick her on a car, make her look like she's still alive, use a wire, get the father, manage to kill the dad. You got the brother, this is where the other guy, who's the husband of the wife who got killed, kicks the shit out of him, beats him, rightfully so, fades to red, end of film. My only issues is, our mate here gets killed by a dog. Gets killed by the dog, he gets his throat ripped out, chokes on his own blood. How the fuck did he come in the sequel? But we'll leave that for another day. But The Hills Have Eyes, even though it was a low budget, they were big success in 1977. Again, it got a lot of stick. A lot of people said it was too violent, it was too bloody. And there were bits that the MPA cut down. It's a damn shame they cut it. There are bits where the MPA cut it down. Down to find it now in its uncut form. Blessed her luck, because they're no longer to be seen. But The Hills Have Eyes, shot in 1977, was a big hit. Launched Wes Craven, even though he was writing so in The Last House. And I also love the tagline, it's only a film. It's only a film, it's The Last House. And it says here, the lucky ones died first. What a way to market a fucking film. Again, big hit. And the only thing what beating it in the records was Smokey and the Bandit. And let's not forget, he did a Star Wars, the same there. But, yeah. The Hills Have Eyes, damn good film. Still is a day of tacit. Launched a sequel, launched 2 remakes. But this, in my eyes, is a fucking classic. Into them, I'll see you later.